Hello and welcome to the NFL Week 6 Top 10 Most Unreal Plays. Welcome back, disgruntled sports fans. Another week, another Top 10. Are y'all ready to break down some pretend football? Let's do it. Let's start in the Windy City, Chi-Town. We got Tyson, secret agent man, secret agent man. He's about to freaking fumble the freaking football. So Tyson, secret agent man, fumbles the football, but it doesn't quite roll where they want it to. So they gotta swat it a little more to get it in position. Then they get it in proper position, and now look, he's got all these blockers set up and ready to go. You got Fat Man here from the Bears. All he's got to do is shove this dude out of bounds. Dude is literally 2-3 inches away from being out of bounds. Fat Man here has the angle. Fat Man, shove him out of bounds. Don't be stupid. Don't try to run in a foot race with him. Just shove him out of bounds, Fat Man. Pretend he's a hamburger and go after him. But no, Fat Man's like, I want to dive at his feet. So Fat Man goes for the feet and whiffs badly. And then he becomes like a big fat roadblock, blocking the rest of his teammates from being able to run this guy down. So Fat Man could have easily shoved him out of bounds, but instead dives at his feet, whiffs, becomes basically a giant roadblock for his teammates. Now they have to go out of bounds to get around him, like this guy. Look, he has to run out of bounds to get around his teammate. He almost gets there, but instead he chooses to give the blocker a little shoulder bump. Just give him a little shoulder bump. There you go. That'll teach that blocker. And let's go ahead and get Asian Charger Lady's reaction. She likes it! In this Colts versus Jaguars game, they broke out the magnetic gloves and magnetic balls, and both teams got to have a big one-handed catch in the same game. This one being the most fake looking.
Well, I know those gloves are sticky, but that was ridiculous by Pierce.
Hi, I'm Colin Loeffler with the Minnesota Vikings, and this is the ultimate reception. Now every kid can catch like a pro. Come take a look.
Ultimate Reception features a patent-pending magnetic grip system that literally makes the ball stick to your hand. And with the smallest, strongest magnets in the world on your side, it usually only takes one hand. Ultimate Reception is the most innovative youth sports entertainment product in years. Players using an Ultimate Reception football and gloves are so effective they are not allowed in any high school or NCAA football game. This product is strictly for youth and athletes who want to catch like a pro every time. Players using an Ultimate Reception football and gloves are so effective they are not allowed in any high school or NCAA football game. This product is strictly for youth and athletes who want to catch like a pro every time.
So the very next play, Gardner Minshew's throws a scripted pick, which is terrible looking. And what you have here is back-to-back plays making my list from the same game. So check it out here. We got Gardner Minshew, who's been playing good as of lately, but right here, he's going to throw the scripted pick. If you'll watch, nobody's touching him. So he gets to make this throw nice and clean. I watched it several times to make sure nobody touched him. So he makes this throw nice and clean. Nobody messed with him. Nobody touched his arm. And watch who he throws this ball to. Right to this Jaguars guy. And this is the nearest Colt. So there's no Colt. Oh, this guy down here. So you got this Colt way down here. this Colt over here. But as you can see, nowhere near any receiver, right to a Jaguars player. Really terrible looking interception by Gardner Minshew's. And of course the Jags ended up winning this game. Alright y'all, on this play we're going to Muff Punt City, but before we go I need to explain the scenario. You see, it's just before halftime, 8 seconds left, and the Ravens are punting to the Titans, and this guy calls for a fair catch at like the 6 yard line, 7 yard line, and there's no reason to even return this right here. Get the hell out of the way and let it bounce. You do not want to fair catch the ball right there in this scenario, because if you accidentally were to botch this and fumble the punt, then of course you would be giving up points just before the half. So nobody, no real pro would ever fair catch signal and stand here and catch this ball. It just wouldn't happen. But this is the National Fixed League, so of course, whoa, take me down to the Muff Punt City where the returners are really freaking shitty. Oh, won't you please, Muff this punt? Yeah, yeah. So in this game, the outcome came down to the final play, and there was a no-call pass interference, very clear and easy to see, and the Giants were robbed, of course, is what the fans will say. I don't usually like to include penalty plays in my top 10, but this is clearly pass interference, holding onto his jersey, holding his arm. This is pass interference. It should have been called pass interference. It did cost the Giants the game. But here's the thing. These players are playing pretend football, and so I don't like to blame the refs for any team losing. The Giants could have easily chose to do a running play and ran Barkley or their quarterback or whatever. So basically, all the players are in on it, and the games are scripted. Sometimes it comes down to a bad call by the refs, but make no mistake about it, the bad calls are part of the show. So in this game, the Eagles were winning in the fourth quarter, only 2 minutes left to go. They desperately need to get a first down right here, and they can seal up this game. But they got other ideas, such as tanking and making it super obvious. Watch Herz throw a putrid interception into double coverage here. When the game is on the line, there's no reason to be throwing the ball into a double coverage here. I mean, you got 2 Jets guys all over that Eagles player. He has no chance at making the reception. Easy interception, and he takes it in to Eagles territory. The very next play, after Herz threw that terrible interception on purpose, the very next play, you'll see everyone on the Eagles defense turn as soft as silly putty. Whatever that means. So watch the Eagles defense here. Purposely, everyone runs right into a blocker. They all just run right into blockers. Everyone running right into a blocker. You have one guy unaccounted for who can make this tackle. And watch, he'll just let him slip right past. Won't even make an attempt to tackle him. Look at that. Just reached out and touched his waist as if they're playing flag football or something. Dude, what was that? See what I'm saying? The entire Eagles defense just turned super silly soft and let the Jets score right after Herz threw his obvious scripted interception. Back-to-back plays on my list. So Desmond Ridder is going to take the award for throwing the most scripted, putrid pick of the week. I've never played quarterback. I have played some football before. I never played the position of quarterback, but I do know some basic fundamentals about the quarterback position, and every fan should know some basic fundamentals. One of the fundamentals is you should never try and throw a ball while running backwards off of your back foot. See what he just did there? He jumps off of his back foot while running backwards and throws the ball. That's just terrible form and fundamentals. Even if you've never played football before, right there, you should know that what he just did is nothing that a pro would ever do. Even high school quarterbacks know not to do this. What happens is if you run backwards and throw off your back foot, you're going to end up lofting the ball in the air. It's going to take a ton of time to get to the receiver, and a defender's going to jump in front of it and intercept the ball. Just like that. So what you have here is a guy hanging out way in the back of the end zone, and he watches the defender get right in front of the ball and intercept it. And this is another thing that really irks me, is this receiver, he should become a defender. So this is the receiver who's supposed to be getting this ball from Ridder. He needs to become a defender in this situation and try and knock the ball down so that it isn't intercepted. That's literally his job right now, is to make sure that the ball doesn't get intercepted. So not only does Ridder throw a terrible scripted pick, you have the receiver who should be trying to swat this down and make sure this guy doesn't pick it off, but instead he chills in the back of the end zone and lets the dude pick it off. See? So this is a two-part scripted rigoroni here. You got the purposely thrown pick and the receiver just standing there watching the defender intercept it. That's why this one is so high on my list at number 3.
And Asian Charger lady's reaction? I don't think she liked it.
And we go back to Thursday Night Football. We got the golden boy, Pat Mahomes, scrambling out of the pocket. He has passed the line of scrimmage. There's the first down marker. Now, he points at this defender right here. And the defender sees Pat Mahomes here. And then when the blocker comes running up, the defender decides to divert his attention and take on the blocker and let Patrick Mahomes slip right on by for an easy first down. To me, this is almost the number 1 most rigged play of the week, except the next play is even more scripted than this. But this one's pretty bad. You got the defender diverting his attention to this blocker and taking on the blocker? What are you doing? Letting Patrick Mahomes go by, and then he turns around, starts to reach his hand out, but still, make sure not to touch him. And then he stands there and acts like he didn't know Patrick Mahomes was right in front of him with the ball. Fanboys are trying to say that he took on the blocker to prevent a pitch back. No, there was no one to pitch the ball back to. He was already past the line of scrimmage. This guy wasn't looking back for the ball at all. So fanboys have zero excuse for this play. And so this would be number 1, except I got one slightly better than this. Roll them. And of course, that brings us to the number 1 most rigged play of the week. And it is this tipped interception by Russell Wilson here. The ball gets tipped up in the air, and that is where the rigoroni begins. It gets tipped up in the air, and he's supposed to be throwing to this guy, who sees it get tipped up in the air. He's looking at it tipped up in the air. Both guys see that the ball has been tipped up in the air. Watch which one goes after the ball and which one runs away from the ball. So the Chiefs guy goes right after the ball. Broncos guy turns around and starts running away from the ball, pretending he doesn't see it or know where it is. Literally pretending he has no idea where the ball is, like, which way did it go? Which way did it go? I have no idea. And then he keeps running, and then he finally turns around once he's out of the play and the dude has made the interception. Then he turns around like, oh, yeah, now that you're way out of the play, bro. Sure, that didn't look strange at all. I mean, clearly, both dudes are looking at the ball. And the Broncos guy's like, I don't know where it is. Is it over here? I can't see the ball. Oh, there's the ball. Nice try, dude. And that, my friends, is your number one most rigged play of the week. But before we go, can we see what the Asian Charger lady thinks about my top 10 most rigged plays of the week? Asian Charger lady, what do you think about my top 10 most rigged plays of the week?
She likes it! All right, great. I hope you liked it too. See you next week, folks.